Hello out there. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season, a Merry Christmas, and I hope you got some time to relax with your friends and your family, celebrate the season, and get some much needed rest and relaxation. We sure have a lot to be thankful for in 2015, and boy, do we have a lot of excitement coming up in 2016. The first thing I want to do, though, is congratulate the councils out there who achieved growth early in the 2015 recruiting season. As of the time that we're taping this, we had a number of councils, and I'm gonna highlight those right now. A number of councils that had gone over total growth in membership, and I want to personally thank each of these councils, their scout executive, and the entire team of staff and volunteers for the hard work and dedication that each of you have put forward to serve more kids in each of your communities. It's an awesome thing. I wish I could come to each council and shake hands with you and celebrate. We'll find a way to do some of that here early in 2016 during some of the staff conferences that I'll be at. The councils, it's a great list, starting with Findlay, Ohio, Mark Kogan, Fort Wayne, Indiana, John Goliath, Wheeling, West Virginia, Bob Drury and his great team, Madison, Wisconsin, and Alex Timms, Garden City, Kansas, Michael Stewart and the crew out in western Kansas. Belleville, Illinois, Alicia Lifrak and her great team. Davenport, Iowa, Tom McDermott and the Children of the Corn. Hermantown, Duluth, Minnesota, Dave Noley and his group. La Crosse, Wisconsin, Sean Henneman. And Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Matt Hill. I'm sure that over the next couple of weeks there'll be several more councils that'll be added to this list in between now and the time that we send this to you. We'll make sure we recognize you guys shortly after the first of the year for sure. You know that in the Central Region we've been focusing on Cub recruiting also. You guys have done an awesome job with Cub recruiting. We stand at 93% of our target, 93% as of the 14th of December when we're taping this. We've got about 2 to 3 weeks to go. You know how it is with December 38th, right? But you are projecting to see us grow the number of Cub Scouts recruited by about 2,500 kids by the end of the year. That's awesome. We don't have very many to go right now, but as you wrap up your efforts and your registrars get them in the system, we're going to see 110,000 or more new Cub Scouts recruited across the Central Region. That's an amazing thing. And for this, I want to thank the unit serving executives that have worked nights and weekends chasing down those applications, running those school nights, running those repeat ones where it didn't necessarily work out well the first time, hanging in there to make sure that we could serve more kids and change more lives. You guys did a great job. You also know that we put a Facebook page up early in the fall to recognize everyone on the unit serving executive level that have achieved growth in a number of different categories: Cub recruiting, overall Cub growth, overall growth in the district, unit growth. We're trying to point out the unit serving executives in the field that have done a great job this year with recruiting or growth, either way. On that site, you'll see the full list of the unit serving executives who have made our roll of honor. 80 plus on the total membership, 90 plus unit serving executives on the Cub recruiting end. You guys are doing a great job. And as I get around to the staff conferences that begin real early in January and end into the end of February, I'll make sure that I shake each and every one of the hands of you all that are taking us the places we need to go. Now, you're sitting there at a staff conference or at a staff meeting, hopefully early in the year, and you're going to watch this video presentation. You're going to hear a number of things about where we're going in 2016. I think you are extremely well prepared to make sure this movement experiences growth for the first time in a long time in 2016. And we're going to tell you the 4 focus areas on how we're going to achieve that. But the most important thing is that in the beginning of the year, your volunteer teams, your staff teams, are focused on growing and excited about doing it. Focused on the things you need to do in every community to make sure that we have more Cubs, more Scouts, more Explorers, more units, and more volunteers connected with growth than we ever have before. I know from my travels around the region that you're excited about growing. It's why you came to work for us. I know that when we put these plans out and we work together in a partnership, the Central Region is going to see growth in 2016. I'm excited about that. Within that growth plan, we've got 4 focus areas that we're going to concentrate on for 2016. They are Build an Adventure, Exploring Explosion, a focus on units, and a new category called Pilots. Let me take a minute and tell you a little bit about each of those programs. The first one is Build an Adventure, and that one you're going to be most familiar with. Build an Adventure focuses on our Cub Scout recruiting efforts across America, and what we've done over the last couple of years is identify some best methods and best practices that you can use in your councils and districts to serve and recruit more Cub Scouts. Many of you that have heard me talk have talked about how we wouldn't have any problems in the Boy Scouts if we didn't find 1 million more Cub Scouts. This program is designed at making sure that we recruit more and more Cubs every year. The second one is the Exploring Explosion. Over 200 councils are already signed up and participating in the webinars and programs that are part of our Exploring Explosion. We've got a great opportunity with our largest market, the teenage market, and all the opportunities that exist out there in business around workforce development. When we bring together the expertise of our councils, the energy of our boards, our district volunteers, together on behalf of our teenagers, we're going to explode the number of opportunities that are available for our teenagers in businesses and in exploring programs across our districts. The third one is units. This is also one that's not new to any of us that have been doing this. We put our kids into packs, troops, and crews, posts, whatever it is. That's the unit that we organize around. And we know that in order to grow, we have to keep the units that we have, and we have to find new chartered partners to extend scouting in the community. So we're going to be launching programs that are focused on helping us retain the units that we have and to identify new chartered partners so that we can grow new units across districts and councils and everywhere across America. The fourth one is a fun category called Pilots. Many of us have been talking about this category for a number of years. This is an avenue where we get to combine scouting's values and the things that we do real well in our core traditional programs with your markets and maybe a little bit of a non-traditional way to extend those values. While we don't have the rules and regulations and guidelines for this category set quite yet, when you see them, what we're going to do is try to figure out those programs that you're doing using scouting's programs in the community that may not be traditional, figure out how to get those up, take a look at them, and figure out which ones are replicable across the country so that we can serve more kids in neighborhoods and communities and families that we don't necessarily reach into right now. So that pilot one is real interesting, and look for some more guidelines here soon. How do we pull this all together? Well, we're going to introduce a new program called the National Growth Conference. Sometime the first couple of weeks, middle of April, we're going to get everybody together in a grand web-based broadcast where we're going to be able to share best practices, recognize some of you for the great job that you've done in 2015, and maybe call out some of you that have got some of these great innovative ideas that we're going to look into. We're going to learn about the hopes and dreams of your districts and your councils. We're going to combine those together into this web-based program where we're going to know where the Boy Scouts of America is going to go. We're going to ask you to set some goals in each one of these areas. An expectation for what you want to do, how many kids you want to recruit, and maybe some aspirational goals, some dreams about where you want to go. We're going to pull those together by area, and at the end of that evening, we're going to know where the Boy Scouts of America is going to go when we talk about Cub Scouts, Explorers, units, and maybe some of these fun new pilot programs. We're going to have an idea of how quickly we can bring our movement back to growth. So we've got some work to do right now. You're sitting at a staff planning conference or in a staff meeting right now, and there's a couple of things we need to do. We need to know our market. We need to set a plan to grow, especially around each one of these 4 areas. We need to make sure they link into your council's membership plan, and then we need to dream. We need to get excited about reaching more kids in more parts of our councils, and we need to then set the plan and go. I'm going to introduce our Chief Scout Executive right now, Mike Serbaugh, who is our greatest champion of growth. Mike's going to share with you some of his thoughts on where we're going in 2016. I thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to working with you as we grow our movement. Thanks.
My fellow professionals, welcome to 2016. Today marks the day that together we change the course of the future for the Boy Scouts of America. It's been too long that we've seen year after year where our membership is not where we want it to be at year end. Where we want it to be is growing, because we know that the program of scouting is transformational for young people. What each of you do is important. What each of you do matters. What each of you do this year matters the most. For 2016 is the year that we tell America, we're here, we're back, we're big, and we're not leaving. We're going to be in your face, we're going to be growing, because it's our time. Can you feel it? Can you feel the energy? It's across the country. We are lighting a fire in scouting, and you heard today about the 4 components of our growth plan for next year. This year in 2016, next year in 2017, the year after in 2018, we will be growing. You will see a 3-year explosion of scouting. You're going to be a part of that. I'm going to be a part of that. Together, we will grow this movement. Join me, and let's move forward in 2016 and make this a year we will never forget.